What is going on YouTube? How are you doing? Welcome back to another tutorial video about the automatic to manual gear shift transition. I will teach you today when are you upshifting, when are you downshifting, and what you're looking out for. Also, just wanted to quickly say, if you like the content, if you're a new viewer or if you're watching on a frequent basis but you haven't subbed yet, it would help me out a lot. I think only 75% of you I think only 25% of you are subbed, and it would help me grow the channel and make our community bigger so more people can benefit from that. So let's do that together. Much appreciated. Let's get into it. All right. So first thing, the gears. Easy to get right, but hard to get right as well. It's a thing that you kind of develop also by watching onboards in real Formula 1, in my opinion. That's how I did it initially. Of course, not the right gears for each corner. That's a thing that you need to learn by watching guides or getting a feel for it when you hear it over revs or under revs or something like that. Or whatever suits your car setup and driving style. But watching onboards can already help. You can also go by numbers. And mainly today I want to cover off how to do it the correct way, how the game intended it to do. With automatic gears, it's shifting up at 11,600 RPM. And that would, you can go up to 12,900. I think a lot of you might be doing this here. And you're losing plenty of lap time, letting the car rev out completely. You're not getting more power just because the engine is screaming, okay? You need to perfect when to upshift. We're also covering the downshifts, don't worry. But I will, first of all, talk about upshift because I think it's easier to break down both of them in different sections. So, upshifts, first gear. The gears are differently long, like you are hitting first to second quicker, then second to third slower, and so on. So every single gear takes longer to slot in. That's one thing that you have to get used to. You're building up a rhythm. It's like playing an instrument. And with the engine, you can actually listen to it. If it gets higher pitch, this is too high pitch. You can hear it screams. Your ears don't like it. But if you hear, like for example, this, it's like like you're getting into rhythm. I'm not looking at my gears. Like I'm already that far that I don't looking at my gears. Also not when downshifting. Like I have a feeling for that. Like you just build it up subconsciously. Over time, that's completely normal. You will do that as well if you drive a lot. But one thing to do is trying to still focus on the sound, because if you always focus on the numbers, you would have big troubles, especially if you don't use like the HUD. So if you're in cockpit cam or you don't use a HUD, okay? So first of all, you can turn the HUD on even in cockpit cam. But you can use the rev lights. So as soon as the rev lights are full, you're upshifting. Simple as that. You cannot do anything wrong there. That's literally it. Don't shift earlier. Like, you don't shift when it goes green. Like, if it goes green, it would be like this. There was even red. Like, it's really hard to do that. With red, you can do it, especially for short shifting. Like, with short shifting, it's a different story. You're not focusing there. Like, if you have to short shift out of a corner, it's a different thing. But if you're just going full throttle on the straight, you're shifting when you see the rev light. This. But you wouldn't go into 8th gear here. And I will also, of course, explain it in the track guides. But another thing, if you're not hitting, like, because we are anyways talking about gears. Wait, this is a downshift thing, okay? This is a downshift thing. Also, with upshifting, you wouldn't upshift into 8th gear in that corner because, like, with the RPM, the engine loses power, I think, at more or less 12,000 RPM. So as long as it doesn't exceed 11,800, 900 RPM, it's better to stay in 7th gear for a corner so the car slows down quicker. And your braking process is quicker. You can brake later and get everything done quicker. Then when you go in 8th and you have to brake earlier and everything starts a bit later, right? Okay, so taking that away. You're kind of aiming, if you're looking for the numbers, let's have a look quickly. So you can also, with the HUD customization, you can technically move your HUD in the middle of your screen so you always see it and you see the RPM. If you want to look out for the RPM, not the rev light, we're going for like 11,600, 700. I would rather say 700 RPM to upshift. And do this for a couple of hours, okay? Just turn it from automatic to manual, even if you're on controller. Like, don't focus on lap time. Literally just drive around the track, go on straights, and try to not do this here. You know what I mean? Like this. No, well, also not spin, but this here. Stop it, please. Don't do this anymore. It hurts your ears. It hurts the others' ears. They think you have the engine glitch from F1 2020, and nobody likes that, okay? So however long it takes you, please just do me a favor. Drive around and focus either what you want to do on the rev lights or the RPM. If you look for the RPM, go for 11,600 upshift. But you can also make it easier, just look for the purple line to go nearly to the max and then upshift. And do that for half an hour to get a rhythm for it. It should make it a bit more like subconsciously you will realize, okay, this is the kind of sound pattern, and you notice the sound, okay? Focus whilst doing that also on the sound of the engine. Don't just do it by looking at the light. Look at the engine lights, look at the RPM, the rev lights, and study that in, please. And also this with 7th to 8th, this doesn't matter to any corner. In some corners, you also would say, let's say we wouldn't exceed here 12,000 RPM, 11,900 RPM, you would stay in 6th gear or whatever. But you're gonna drive around, do this for a really, really long time. And then drive around without doing it and use the sound, okay? Use the sound. Just listen to the engine. And you can compare to your delta from maybe before that you had. You can reset the delta times in the, like your ghost times from time trial here. And the reset personal best ghost. Then you set the time with looking at the delta. With looking at the rev lights. And then you have a delta with that. And then you can see on the straights, am I losing time? It can also be because of a wrong exit and corner. But you really want to make sure that you realize, okay, this is now because of I shifted too early or too late and I'm losing time. Like the engine is not getting maximum power, or it's losing power because I'm letting it rev out. Or the other way. Okay? And you do that, and that's how you figure out the upshifts. The gears from corner to corner and what gears you need, that's all individual. And I cannot tell you that in this video. This is impossible. This is a feeling you have to get used to, and I can already tell you most of the suggested gears are a good start. If you need suggested gears for downshifting, then go for that, okay? This is all I can tell you. But usually they are not the best, so I would recommend you go and check out my track guides or from other esports professionals and use these kind of gears and try and get to the gears yourself. At the beginning you have to look at what gears you are in, because you will probably not have a feeling for the downshift. You'll probably just like go into a corner and do this here. And then you would look down and you're like, oh, I'm in 2nd gear and that's way too low. So you have to kind of focus, maybe even counting in your head the downshifts. If you know from like 8th gear, and you want to be in 5th gear, you count down 3. You're like 1, 2, 3. Okay? Can help. Can also make you focus more. If you need that, then do that. Go into the next corner. 1 down. And then 2 down. 1, 2. 1. For 1 you probably don't need to count. Short shift. 1, 2. Now we go into the next one. It'll be 3. 1, 2, 3. Now the heaviest braking zone, where I probably, some people go into third gear, so I will also do it right now just because it's more gears. And we're gonna count down quickly, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I didn't even do the fifth, you know what I mean, because it's so natural for me for fourth gear, but this is what you're gonna do if you struggle with, if you don't want to look at the gears, you just count down. But you have to realize in which gear you are. Maybe on the straight, then look. Maybe that helps you more than rather looking in the corner and you crash out or something like that, or you don't hit the corner. So maybe check on the straight for the gear which you're in before you start braking and stuff like that. Like not right away, not right before, but before you know, okay, you're not changing gears anymore. And then you can count down from that onwards. Also a little bit of mathematics whilst racing, great, right? Doing your homework. The next question probably some of you have. Should I downshift quick or slow? And if I'm completely honest, I don't know myself. That's mainly down to driving style. Like for example, my teammate Freddy, he brakes really early, like long, and then he starts downshifting fairly quickly. But you don't hear the car rev because the revs are already so low that the gears cannot even hit that like super high sounding engine. You can, but you can downshift really quick. It's not a bad thing. Just try and make it sound more natural. Like listen to this. Like it will go up, but it doesn't sound like I'm making it explode. If I make it sound explode or explosive, just get a nice rhythm, like not too quick, but you can actually like dum dum dum. It's like dum dum dum. But even there, like this is a bit quicker, but it's not that bad. If you want to do that, or if it helps you, then do it. Like to start off, you will develop that over time. You don't have to overthink it. Think it. Main thing is getting that thing in with the ribbon for upshifting. So you kind of also know in what gear you are. Like developing a feeling for these 8th gears is a great thing because that's already half of it. Then you just have to downshift or upshift and know, okay, I'm currently in this gear. And that's usually by experience on each track because each track is different. And then sounding to the engine. You don't, I promise you, no esports drivers looking at the ref lights or the RPM. Maximum the ref lights, but even that, I'm not doing that. I don't think anyone else is doing. And you can literally just do it by the sound of the engine. You will hear it. You will hear exactly what the engine is doing. That will be enough to tell you what you have to do, when you have to upshift. And for the downshifts, get a nice rhythm in. Do the countdown thing. You can also not shift too quickly if you do it by counting because you cannot count too quick, right? There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Like you can just go like this. Like if you go really quick with the speaking, this is kind of the rhythm. Like dum dum dum, 1, 2, 3, 4. Something like that, okay? And start with that as a base. Nothing else. And now it's in your hands. I hope all of these tips help you out. It's really as simple as basic as possible. I think this is how you understand it a bit better and how you can make use of it for yourself. So try it out, let me know how you get on with it, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and check out the other videos because I have plenty more tutorials to help you out on this channel, and there's more to come. So also hit the bell so you don't miss out on any good content. Thanks for joining the community. I hope you have amazing progress with this, so let me know, and I will see you in the next one. Take care, everyone. Peace.